everyone, it's Sevy. Completing the Landau trio is survival expert Lynx, who is ready to share her copious amounts of canned fish, but more importantly, her secrets to staying alive. This guide will discuss how to best build and play Lynx by covering her kit and traces, Eidolons, best relic and light cone builds, and team synergies. Let's begin. Lynx is a 4-star quantum abundance unit that provides an amazing survival package of healing, debuff cleansing, and aggro increasing for specific paths. Lynx's basic attack deals quantum damage which fully scales on her max HP, making attack stats irrelevant to her damage. Then, Lynx's skill heals one ally based on a portion of her max HP plus a flat value, and applies survival response to the target for 2 turns. Survival response increases the affected character's HP based on Lynx's HP, and if the target is destruction or preservation, their chance of getting attacked is greatly increased. We'll discuss more in the team section how this max HP bonus and aggro boost can synergize with certain units. Moving on, Lynx's ultimate provides healing for the entire team, and even better, it also removes 1 debuff on every ally. This is especially useful against enemies that have AoE debuffing attacks, and since it's also an ultimate attack, you can time its cast to quickly respond to big debuff threats and maximize the cleanse on multiple allies. Having this team-wide 2-in-1 healing and cleanse is one good way for Lynx to distinguish herself as a healer, as Luocha's and Natasha's cleanse are single-target skills. Lynx's talent also offers a source of sustained healing, as any ally targeted by her skill or ultimate will get a healing over time effect that lasts for 2 turns, and if they're affected by the survival response status, this healing over time gets stronger, which affected destruction and preservation units will especially appreciate. As for her technique, activating it before initiating a battle will grant all allies her talent's healing over time effect for 2 turns, letting you recover from the enemy's starting attacks. Then for Lynx's Ascension abilities, her Ascension 2 ability lets Lynx regenerate 2 energy if a teammate with a survival response effect gets hit. This synergizes more with destruction and preservation units who get increased aggro from Lynx. Then her Ascension 4 ability gives a 35% increased CC debuff resistance to Lynx, which is very useful. After all, you don't want the healer and cleanser to be prevented from using her abilities that'll actually keep your team alive. And her Ascension 6 ability extends her talent's healing over time effect for 1 turn, now totaling to 3 turns for better sustained healing. Lynx also gains a useful mix of HP, defense, and effect resistance from her minor trace bonuses. These are all important stats for her tankiness, HP scaling, and debuff avoidance. Lynx's skill, ultimate, and talent are all worth leveling up to balance her different healing sources, while her basic attack can just be left alone to save resources. Lynx has a very solid support kit at E0, but there are specific Eidolons that make her an even better support for improving her team debuff protection. With E1, if an ally with 50% or lower HP will be healed by Lynx, she gets a 20% outgoing healing increase, improving her sustained potency. Then E2 is one of her best Eidolons, since with it, survival response now gives a one-time guaranteed resistance to a debuff application. Prevention is better than cure, as they say, so that extra layer of debuff protection is very welcome. E3 increases her skill and basic attack levels. E4 makes survival response give an attack bonus to the affected teammate equal to 3% of Lynx's max HP. Assuming your Lynx will get about 5 to 6,000 HP when fully built, that'll be an increase of 150 to 180 attack. It's not a massive amount, but it's more damage nonetheless for attack scaling units to give Lynx a bit more offensive support utility. E5 increases her ultimate and talent levels, and E6 increases survival response's max HP buff, and now has an additional effect of increasing the target's effect resistance by 30%. The higher HP buff further helps the survivability and HP scaling abilities of affected units, but the more important benefit the effect resistance gives is a stronger layer of debuff protection. In summary, the best value Lynx gets from Eidolons is the extra debuff prevention, but other added effects like the attack buff and increased HP bonus are nice upgrades for a more well-rounded support kit. Now let's move on to Lynx's relic builds, which are pretty similar to Bailu or Natasha's. Let's start with her stats. For the body piece, you can go for outgoing healing or HP. Outgoing healing bonus results in better healing output, so use that if you want maximum comfort. But HP can still be fine, and it also makes her survival response max HP buff and E4 attack buff slightly higher. For the feet piece, go for speed to help reach higher speed breakpoints and faster turn cycling. This results in faster skill point and energy generation, and you can be more frequently ready to use her skill if needed. For the planar sphere, go for HP, and for the link rope, ERR or HP can both work. ERR can shorten her ult recharge time by 1 turn, and having the ult ready for its heal and debuff cleanse sooner can be more comfy. On the other hand, more HP equals stronger heal instances and slightly higher max HP and E4 buffs. Between the two, I personally prefer ERR. Then with substats, prioritize HP for obvious reasons, speed for hitting your desired speed breakpoint, and effect resistance to help her avoid debuffs, as well as hit the thresholds of broken keel or perfect timing if you have them equipped. Getting some defense is also nice to help make her tankier. Then for Lynx's Relic Stats, going for 2-piece combos of speed, HP, or outgoing healing will give you the most flexibility in choosing pieces with the best main and substats. For full sets, we have 2 options. The 4-piece Passerby of Wandering Cloud gives an extra skill point at the start of battle. Depending on your team's skill point needs, it can either help make your early battle setup smoother or be ultimately inconsequential. Thankfully, since it's paired with an all-around 2-piece attack set, the Relic Cavern is pretty efficient to farm for most DPSs. Second, the 4-piece Messenger Traversing Hackerspace gives your entire team a speed bonus for 1 turn, since Lynx's ultimate targets her allies, which can help with faster turn cycling. And since it shares a cavern with the HP set, it's also very efficient to farm for Lynx herself, since you can just settle for the 2-piece speed plus HP combo if you farmed good pieces. As for her planar ornaments, we have these top 2 options. The Fleet of the Ageless gives her HP and a team-wide attack bonus at 120 speed, which are all useful buffs, while the Broken Keel increases the user's effect resistance and gives a team-wide crit damage bonus upon hitting 30% effect resistance. They're both very good support choices, and share worlds with the Space Healing Station and Rutilant Arena respectively, which many DPS units like, so that's better farming efficiency. The Sprightly Von Whack is also viable since the advance forward can let Lynx get a head start in SP generation or healing. A 5-star ERR rope will already be enough for reducing her recharge time though. In rare cases, the extra ERR from Von Whack can make her regenerate her ult just another turn faster, but that requires very specific conditions to fulfill. Ultimately, I think the Von Whack is less efficient to farm, and the previous 2 planar sets are just overall more universally useful. Moving on to Lynx's light cones, we have excellent choices from all rarities. Let's start with her free-to-play 3-star options, which are all great value since they're cheap to raise, have comparable base HP stats to 4 stars, and come with pretty useful effects. Out of these 3, I recommend Multiplication the most, since you'll mostly be doing basic attacks with her and you get the benefits of faster turn cycling as mentioned before. Among the 4-star light cones, one is Perfect Timing, which gives the user additional effect resistance and a universal outgoing healing bonus based on the user's effect resistance. This further helps prevent debuffs, especially the crowd controlling ones, as you want Lynx to be ready as much as possible to cleanse and heal allies. It also synergizes nicely with the Broken Keel set to easily achieve the 30% minimum requirement. And since the outgoing healing bonus is universal, then it'll affect Lynx's healing over time effects as well. Another is Post-Op Conversation, which gives energy regeneration rate and an ultimate outgoing healing bonus. This addresses both Lynx's energy needs and healing power, though the healing bonus is only limited to her ultimate. With more ERR, this helps her achieve faster ult recharge times, which means her emergency heal and cleanse can be ready sooner. The third one is Quid Pro Quo, which you can purchase in the Forgotten Hall shop. During the user's turn, a random ally, except the user, gets a bit of energy back if their energy is lower than 50%. This helps in covering teammate energy needs, though it offers no other healing related bonuses. Last is the Shared Feeling, and at least the outgoing healing bonus is universal. However, the energy mechanic won't be utilized as much and the energy it gives is relatively low. The Warmth Shortens Light Cone isn't worth getting as a BP reward when there are better BP Light Cone alternatives, and the free-to-play or gacha 4 stars are already very good, so don't bother with it. Time Waits for No One is the standard 5-star Light Cone. It gives the highest base stats, an HP bonus, and a universal outgoing healing bonus. It also provides an extra damage source based on an accumulated healing amount by the user per turn. However, do not use your Starlight currency to purchase this in the store, as it's not worth the upgrade considering the 3-star and 4-star options are already very good. Now when it comes to Lynx's team comps, she's basically an awesome generalist healer that can conveniently fill in the survival slot of most team templates. Her healing, max HP buff, and debuff control are all universally appreciated, but she offers extra utilities that makes her an even better fit with certain allies. The HP bonus helps with survivability and whatever HP scaling effects affected units have. Using it on Lynx herself also boosts her healing potential while it's active. More so, it's nice synergy for characters with HP scaling damage like Blade Blade, and potential future units, as this will help improve their damage output. The aggro increase effect is also quite interesting for destruction and preservation synergies. Among the destruction roster, Clara and Blade are characters that like getting targeted to trigger their follow-up attack mechanics, and they have innate means of also increasing their survivability, so they're more equipped to take more attacks. While Clara already has her own aggro increasing effect, Blade doesn't, so Lynx's aggro buff will be even more helpful for him. Either way, Lynx is a great match for either of them. However, not all destruction units will particularly want the increased aggro. Imbibitor Lune, for example, does not have mechanics that favor getting targeted a lot. Generating energy from some enemy attacks every now and then is fine, but he can easily die if enemies focus on him too much. Arlen will prefer a shielder, and Hook, while she has some built-in self-healing mechanic, isn't as tanky as Clara or Blade. It's also interesting that preservation units are affected by her aggro buff, though I suppose it makes sense since they are well equipped to absorb enemy damage, like Big Brother Jeppy or Fu Xuan. Lynx plus another preservation unit may already be excessive, but it's up to you if you like the comfort two survival supports provide. And for those Mono Quanto team fans, getting either Lynx, Fu Xuan, or even both will be a huge help to finally address the need for a quantum sustain unit. Dual quantum teams are also a good idea, since you can pair her with Silverwolf to better control the elemental chances of her weakness implant, or even just another quantum DPS like Zilla or Qingchui to help break quantum weak enemies faster. But again, if you just want an all-around universally good healer, Lynx is very much a good unit to build and slot in so many teams. Lastly, here are some observations regarding Lynx's autoplay behavior, and if there's something fishy going on. First of all, she seems to have similar programming as Natasha and Bailu's AI, which largely reacts based on ally HP thresholds. It's functional enough, but it doesn't account for certain nuances of timing your heals and cleanses. Generally speaking, during Lynx's turn, if an ally is at half or lower HP, she heals them assuming a skill point is available. If it's not her turn and an ally falls to low HP, then Lynx will use her ultimate if it's ready. Like in this example, Silverwolf goes down to about 40%, Lynx immediately responds with her ultimate. However, it can sometimes be a good idea to heal teammates even if, say, they're at 60 to 70% HP, especially if it's multiple allies with reduced HP, in order to feel safer or prepared for an incoming massive attack. It also seems that the AI recognizes using her ultimate to get rid of a CC debuff, even if no one is at half HP or lower. In this example, Jingyuan is currently CC'd, while the entire team's health is still relatively fine. But Lynx used her ultimate presumably because of the CC on him. However, I did notice some inconsistencies with reacting to HP thresholds. In this scenario, Asta falls to low health, and there are skill points available for Lynx to skill, but on her turn she instead does a basic attack. However, Asta did have survival response active, which brought her back to at least half HP during her turn. It's possible the AI knows that if an ally will auto-heal to above half HP anyway, then it'll mark them as safe already. Or it might have other priorities, like allocating those skill points for other teammates who it thinks will make better use of. Regarding her aggro increasing mechanic, she doesn't actively try to apply survival response on a destruction or preservation unit, and will only do so if they happen to be at low enough health for Lynx to use her skill on. Of course, these observations may vary from yours. There are also many factors like team comps and enemy types to consider, so you might trigger different AI conditions that I didn't consider. But all in all, my fully leveled up autoplay Lynx experience, while clearly not well optimized and much more prone to failed attempts versus harder content, is somewhat functional enough to keep your team alive for mid-difficulty content. And that's it for this guide. Lynx is an amazing 4-star support and is a very welcome addition to expanding our Abundance roster. The team-wide debuff cleanse is great, and with Eidolons, she gets more debuff prevention potential, making her even better for solo sustaining your team. The aggro buff also gives interesting synergy potential with destruction or preservation units. If you've already invested in a solid lineup of 5-star and or 4-star survival supports who can already carry you throughout the hardest content of MOC and Simulated Universe, then getting or building Lynx won't be as vital, especially when the resources you'll use on her could have been spent to further improving another DPS or support unit. But if you're still in need of a sustain unit, then Lynx is a great and adorable choice to invest in. Let me know in the comments what you think of Lynx, if you were able to get her or just try her out. If this video helped you out, don't forget to leave a like, consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you all soon. Take care!